This is the row in the middle of these pages. And now we can continue with the second part. Neither side could gain the advantage. At one stage in the battle, Zeus succeeded in freeing the 100-handed giants from the depths of the earth, where Cronus had left him lying because he feared their mighty power. Now these mountain-high giants threw themselves into the struggle. The Titans fought back with savage intensity, and the earth was so shaken that time and again it split open, revealing the very depths of Tartarus. The destruction reached its climax, however, when Titans, giants, and the Olympian gods fought hand to hand. A terrible earthquake tossed everything into confusion. The mountains toppled down into the sea, the sea surged up on the land, and the thunderbolts of Zeus split red mountains asunder as the fires burned so high that tongues of flames licked the sun itself. The battle was so terrible that it seemed that the earth was tumbling into Tartarus, and the heavens were plunging from on high. For 9 whole years this terrible war raged between the Titans and the gods of Olympus. By the 10th year, however, the Titans' power had begun to flag, and then a fearful hunting down began. And land and overseas. Exhausted and undone, the Titans ran to save themselves from the swelling wrath of their enemies. From the farthest limit of the ocean to every far-flung corner of the earth, the gods pursued them, bringing the destruction of war even upon what had as yet remained unarmed. Finally, the fleeing Titans found themselves once more in Greece. It was from here they had set out, and it was here they were to meet their end. In a final, mighty surge, the gods of Olympus threw themselves upon the Titans like an all-destroying hurricane. The Titans fought back like wild beasts at bay. Earth and sky mingled, fire and water locked in struggle, and day and night could no longer be torn apart. And as if chaos and destruction were not enough, the 100-hand giants picked up 300 rocks as huge as mountains and hurled them in a single volley at the Titans' camp. The world had never known a bombardment such as this. And afterwards, when the trembling of the earth had stopped, a strange silence spread over everything. The fighting was over, the enemy was beaten. Such was the battle with Titans, the greatest war the world has ever known. And although it may sound like pure fantasy, it seems to point to some fearful catastrophe which really occurred. If on your travels in Greece you should come across mountains split asunder and others tumble down into the sea, remember that legendary battle. Perhaps the destruction we now know to have been wrought by earthquakes and natural subsidence was the same that inspired the storytellers of old to create the myth of battles of the Titans. But our story does not end here. Binding the Titans with heavy chains forged by the Cyclopes, the gods of Olympus cast them into the murky depths of Tartarus. They sealed this horrible prison with massive iron doors, and before them huge giants kept vigil. And there, for countless ages, the Titans have lain, longing for the light of day. The victors made their way back to the sunny slopes of Olympus. They were proud of their great victory, but their eyes clouded over when they gazed down upon the earth. It was unrecognizable. Nothing had been left standing in the appalling struggle. The gods would have a hard task to restore the world to its original beauty.